The time has arrived. Downtown Wichita, Kansas, on the banks of the Arkansas River. Tonight, 3 divisions. 6 fighters will punch their ticket to the PFL World Tournament Finals coming up in August. Think about it. Our co-main event, the OG, Liz Carmouche, taking on the young gun, Alora Donna. And then our main event, the defending champion, Gadzi Rabadanov, taking on a man who absolutely wants to spoil the party in his PFL debut, the great Kevin Lee.
And don't you forget about our other women's flyweight semifinals. We have got the Ukrainian warrior Ekaterina Shakalova taking on the grappling ace Jenna Bishop.
Bantamweights on deck for semifinal action in the Smart Cage tonight. And Randy, you think that Justin Wetzel, Mando Gutierrez might be the fight of the night?
Wetzel, Gutierrez is going to be a banger for sure. These guys that both have strong wrestling pedigrees. That means it's going to come down to the submission skills or the striking skills. I think the striking skills are going to show up tonight.
I've got my eye on the other bantamweight semifinal. Marceli Alves, Jake Hadley, both coming off the best performances of their respective careers, looking to punch their ticket into the final. That's the fight tonight.
Sorry, guys, I think you're all wrong. I think the lightweight steal the show tonight. Of course, we've got Brent Primus, former Bellator champion, taking on Alfie Davis, who's always exciting. And then the main event, Kevin Lee invading the semifinals, taking on Gadzi Rabadanov. That's the fight to steal the show.
My MMA career so far has, sometimes I feel like I'm living in a Rocky movie. That's where you see my best. You see me at my best when I go against the best, and I think this guy's one of the best.
I defend my title. I defend last year's success. I defend this 100%.
You come Dagestan, you can understand. You know, so many organizations, they don't even sign Dagestan fighters because they worry about, like, everybody can become champion.
They make me champion, make me man who I am right now. I think I can continue this legacy.
I'm not fighting against his whole team. I'm fighting that man, and he's fighting me. I'll be the new PFL lightweight champion.
After cage close, expect fireworks.
People can doubt me as much as they want. Don't matter. I don't care about your opinion. Your opinion don't matter. I hope you keep doing it.
You have to be ready because I come to your head.
Welcome to the pre-fight show, PFL fight fans. Fighters on weight. This is at the weigh-ins yesterday. Everyone fired up. 6 fighters in 3 different weight classes will advance to a championship final in August. Lots of business to take care of tonight at Intrust Bank Arena in Wichita, Kansas. The Smart Cage is staged and ready. And so are we. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Dan Hardy. The World Tournament so far has been absolutely fantastic, but we've got 3 weight classes on deck tonight, Dan.
I cannot wait. 6 big fights. Lots of people excited about moving on to the finals. Of course, 6 people are going to have to go home, though.
Randy, we got women's flyweights, bantamweights, and it's probably the deepest weight class in all of mixed martial arts, the lightweights.
Yeah, amazing lineup from top to bottom. Wetzel, I'm excited about Wetzel. How this guy makes bantamweight is beyond me. He cut very, very hard. Is that going to affect his performance tonight? He says no. I think that fight's going to be a banger. It's going to come down to the striking. They both have strong wrestling pedigrees. The other side of the bantamweight class is amazing as well. Some great fights tonight. I'm very excited.
That's just one of the weight classes. Before we get out ahead of ourselves, let's take a look back at last week's semifinal contest. It was the welterweights and the featherweights, a welterweight main event. Thad Jean remained undefeated, and that's a big win over Jason Jackson, a former Bellator world champion, Dan Hardy.
A performance of the career so far for Thad Jean. Not only to stay undefeated and to move on to the finals, but of course, to be able to beat someone like Jason Jackson, a former Bellator champion, and he had to really battle hard for it as well. That victory is going to feel very sweet.
So Thad Jean books a date with an All-American wrestler, another former Bellator champion, Logan Storley, who looked really good in advancing through the first 2 rounds of this World Tournament. That is your 170-pound championship fight. The featherweights, Randy, we had a little three-match, a trilogy match, and this one did not go to decision.
Yeah, Jesus Pinedo again wades in and storms the castle. Gabriel Braga didn't have an answer early. That left hook, those short punches are amazing. He just continues to impress everybody, from the Challenger Series to the championship, and now looking for a shot at his second title.
Jesus Pinedo, the Peruvian monster. He takes on Movlid Haybulayev. So at featherweight, you've got a former PFL champion versus a former PFL champion. One of those guys takes a second belt home in August. And of course, that brings us to tonight. 3 weight classes, as we mentioned. And then next week, we'll be in Chicago with 3 more weight classes. Everyone's favorite weight classes, by the way, Dan, the big boys.
I like the little guys. They're so much quicker. You get more value for your money with these weight classes.
You saying we're not fast?
I don't want to mess with Randy.
He only doesn't want to mess with Randy. He doesn't say anything about me. All right, let's talk about how we got to this point. Hey, Brent Primus still going strong at 40 years of age. Vinicius Cincy, he had a hard weight cut. And you know what? Brent Primus made the fight night even worse for him. Spent a lot of time in these takedown situations. And Randy, when Brent Primus gets on your back, you're getting choked.
You got a big problem. He's very, very good at the spear naked choke. He's an awesome wrestler. He floats over you, makes your life miserable, rides you like a wet blanket, and then puts that choke in. Makes it very, very tough.
This one was wild, Dan. We thought it was going to be a banger, back and forth war on the feet. Alfie Davis with the clever little spinning up elbow dispatches Clay Collard.
It was beautiful. I mean, of course, he was expecting Clay Collard to close distance for punches, but as Clay was reaching for that body lock, he took that short elbow, it took his legs away, and then Alfie Davis followed up with a barrage of strikes. It was a really nice finish, but of course, he can't use that against Brent Primus tonight. That card's already been played.
Gaji Rabadanov, Mark Jacasey. Gaji was looking forward to this fight, had a lot of respect for the opponent. That's what he talked about all week long. And then on fight night, pretty dang disrespectful how easy he made it look.
Oh, that left hook. And he had a knock. Everybody was saying, oh, decision, decision, decision. He recognized what was going on. Not only is he learning English in short order, but he's letting those hands go now, and you got to get out of the way of that left hook.
So there's the bracket. You'll see against Gaji Rabadanov, Kevin Lee stepping in, making his PFL debut. Our very own Kennedy Smith has more on that story.
Guys, Kevin Lee is looking to make a big splash in his PFL debut here tonight, but in order to do so, he has to face the toughest challenger of his career, the unstoppable world champion, Gaji Rabadanov.
I've had some big fights in my career, but this is hands down the biggest fight of my life. I'm going against a Russian who looks like an unstoppable object right now.
Well, that left hook has given Gaji Rabadanov a PFL belt.
He's going to try and make a name off of me, and I'm going to make sure that he doesn't get that chance and doesn't get that opportunity.
Right about to go.
I never stop. And if you want to beat me, I tell you before, you have to kill me.
He's out. Left hook again. He's out. Primus goes face down.
I've learned over the years to block out the doubters, to block out the naysayers. I hope that they keep doubting me, because when I prove them wrong, it's really going to surprise everyone. I'm going to beat this guy in every way. I think I'm more technical. I think I'm bigger. I think I'm stronger. I think I'm faster. And we're going to find out on June 20th.
Great stuff from our PFL Origins team. If you want to check out more, go to the PFL YouTube channel. I'm excited for that main event fight. In the meantime, I'm going to go backstage and get some interviews with those fighters. Sean?
All right, thank you, Kennedy. Guys, Kevin Lee making his PFL debut. The best version of Kevin Lee, I think, is at 155 pounds. I'm not going to lie, I question whether or not he'd be able to make that weight successfully. He did it easily, said it was the easiest weight cut he's ever had at 155. I think he might be ready to surprise some people.
I agree. Look, I've seen him this week. He's been in incredible shape. And obviously, going back to that Origins video, the thing that stood out to me is how he talked about this is the opportunity that he's been preparing for. The key word there is preparing. He was already way ahead of schedule. He was already getting himself in shape, thinking about moving back down to 155. So when the call came, you've got Rabadanov, that's why he felt so ready, because he'd already put the work in. This is why he's able to make lightweight so comfortably on 4 weeks' notice and step up and take on such an assassin in Rabadanov.
The 5 years since we've seen him down here and in this kind of shape and ready to go. That's why there's so many questions about Kevin Lee and how Kevin Lee comes into the semifinals. If you know Kevin Lee, you shouldn't be questioning him at all. He used to train with us at XC. He was a great workout partner, an amazing competitor, and he's been in some huge fights. Very technical fighter, great striking, good wrestling. His ground game is solid. He's a well-rounded fighter, and he looks to be in great shape.
There's a great reason why that is your main event tonight. We've got a lot of work to get to before we reach that main event. This is how we got to the semifinal matchups at 125 pounds. Ekaterina Shakalova taking on the most experienced opponent of her career, the former Bellator champ, Juliana Velasquez. And she grabbed onto the neck, wasn't going to let it go.
She never let go. I mean, the choke was sunk in before the hooks were sunk in. She clamped onto that, knowing full well how unlikely it was to catch such a veteran fighter off guard like that. And of course, the celebration. She had a hard weight cut down, 2 weight classes, but this is definitely the right place for her. And Sean's been stealing those cinnamon rolls to keep her in this weight class.
Elora Dana still undefeated. This was striker versus grappler. Dana left nothing to doubt here. Took this one to the ground early, Randy. Gets it done, also with a choke. And more of a crank, actually.
It was an amazing performance for sure to punch your ticket, get into the semifinals. Elora Dana is an amazing example of resilience. All the things that she's endured in her life, losing her mom at 12, getting into jiu-jitsu to save her life, being abandoned by her brother, living by herself in a shack with a bed and a dresser. I mean, the things she's overcome to get this far in life is very, very amazing.
And now she has to try to overcome one of the OGs in the game, Liz Carmouche, former Bellator champion, one of the most decorated female mixed martial artists on the planet, does not appear to be slowing down and keeps checking things off the bucket list. That body shot, she told us she was going to get it finished with a body shot. That's exactly what she did.
And she's still not happy with that body shot. She's still got more things on that list to go, so be careful what she looks for tonight, because you might be on the receiving end if you're Dana.
Shakalova, Bishop, Carmouche, Dana, those are your semifinals. Winners advance to square off against one another in August. Bantamweight semifinals. How'd we get to where we're at tonight? Well, Mondo Gutierrez against Francesco Nuzzi. You see a theme developing here, these last 3 highlights. There's been a lot of squeezing, choking, and tapping. This was after a back-and-forth battle. You see the blood all over Mondo. He embraces that. He says he likes to live in the violence.
Mondo's amazing. He's got a lot of finishes to his credit. I think this is going to be the fight of the night. Him and Wetzel are going to throw down. It's really going to be who goes out and establishes and forces their will on their opponent.
They're both going to want to try to get it done quickly. Both had tough weight cuts. How about a guy coming off what I think is the most impressive performance of his career? Jake Hadley against Mateus Matos. This was an awesome fight, back and forth. All respect to Matos. But then we see one of the most rare submissions in mixed martial arts, a good old-fashioned Scottish twister.
Incredible. Not even good old-fashioned. It's a brand new thing. Like, literally, that's the first time Jake Hadley's landed it. We've seen it twice in the PFL from Stevie Ray as well. And we can't underestimate his striking as well. That was a real good battle up until the Scottish twister.
Wetzel Gutierrez, Randy's been buzzing about that fight. Marceli Alves, he had to beat Leandro Ego to get to this semifinal. He was a huge underdog in that fight, and yet here he is against Hadley. We're here in Wichita. You want to talk Wichita legends? We got one in the building. His name is Jonathan Coachman. Why are you shaking your head, Coach?
Because I'm here being very, very serious tonight, Sean, as I always am. Gentlemen, good evening to you. Now, I will take it from here. Mondo Gutierrez. Now, back in April, gentlemen, he thought he had been overlooked, underrated. And after that finish, I saw him late night at the hotel. He said, "Hey, Coach, are you going to interview me now?" Well, guess what? For the fighter, for the tattoo artist, for the barber, the answer now is yes. I sat down with Mondo earlier this week, part of Coach's Conversations. Mondo Gutierrez.
What's up, brother?
After your fight in Orlando, take me through that first victory for you, because it's not that you shocked people, but people loved it.
Everything was just setting the tone for that. First off, I mean, it's my PFL debut. It's the perfect time to go out there and just introduce myself to a new crowd.
And you gave a great promo. Was that in your head? Did that just come out?
Anybody that knows me knows I'm a humble guy. But in the moment, you got to understand I was pissed. I was pissed.
This man said that there was nothing he saw about me that impressed him. And guess what? He better have something to be impressed about now. That's what happens. He must have not watched me long enough.
It was extra fuel to my fire, so I knew that that's what was going to happen afterwards. I knew that when they handed me that mic, I had something to say.
Let's talk about your hair cutting.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that you're a barber. You know, are you still cutting hair?
Oh, absolutely. I've been cutting hair since I was 12 years old. I started off cutting up my brothers. Like, I was messing my brothers up for years, but little by little, I got better, and then it really turned into my thing. And my respects to anybody that's out there competing with a full 9-to-5 job and has to, like, punch the clock and then come out and train 2 times a day, 3 times a day, and actually take it to an elite level. That's hard to do. I'm a barber, I'm a tattoo artist, graffiti artist, freelance artist. Pretty much anything I can do with my hands, I'm doing it.
You're going to be the first fight on ESPN against a very, very tough fighter. I think it's going to be a banger. I think there's a reason the PFL put it as the first fight on ESPN. Would you agree?
Absolutely. The PFL knows what they're doing. You brought 2 crazy dudes in that have no business being here on paper, but here we are. I can promise you this. It will be fireworks. It will be the fight of the night, and God willing, I get my hand raised.
Yes, the PFL does know what they're doing, but apparently I do not. I agreed after that interview that if he wins the entire thing, that he's going to be allowed to give me a tattoo. What am I thinking? Now, tonight, how good of a judge are you? Well, we're about to find out, because you can vote on all the semifinal fights. All you got to do is download that QR code on the screen right now and see how close you can get to the judges who are actually in the building sitting cage side here tonight. Now, this PFL World Tournament has been an absolute hit. You win, you move on, you lose, and your tournament's over. What does that mean? It means you got one shot.
I've never seen her as focused and as terrified looking as this.
Liz Carmouche is a legend in the game.
One shot means that I have to put everything on the line for it all tonight.
It's an off-body punishment.
One opportunity to be world champion. One opportunity for greatness.
Scottish Twister!
I have one shot to support my family, make my kids proud of me.
Oh, there he goes!
One shot is an opportunity to change my life. One shot to change everything.
Wes was very tricky. The way that he moves is very unpredictable.
All or nothing. And I am ready to give all myself.
Gotcha Ramadana with a quick finish! Another KO for Dodgy!
If you want to beat me, you have to kill me.
We're going to have so many bangers here tonight. All right, it's time to lock it in with my man, Ian Parker. Time to make some cash joining us right here, right now. So I'm so sick and tired of getting notes. Where is Parker's parlay? Well, guess what? It's right here, right now. Ian, where are we going?
Coach, we're going to go with a safer parlay because I want to get us some wins. I want to get that money in the bank. So let's go with 3 favorites. Liz Carmouche, this number keeps going higher and higher, so get on it ASAP. Archie Colgan, I don't see where he loses this fight anywhere. And last but not least, Derek Kelly, great prospect out of Ireland, plus 103, 3 favorites. Let's go.
I can always count on you to give me a plus money play. Now, how about a little bit more cash? How about a long shot?
I mean, a little bit or a long bit, because right now this long shot is going to be a lot of fun. And if Mando wins the thing, if he wins tonight, I'll let him give you a haircut on top of that tattoo, because he's the first leg. Let's go Mando plus 166. Shakalova, Bishop under 2.5. I think someone's going to sleep. And last but not least, I cannot get that spinning elbow over Clay Collard out of my brain. Alfie Davis puts out Brent Primus for plus 1,800.
Do you think I'd let anybody touch this gorgeous dome of mine? Not a chance, Ian Parker, not a chance. Now, there's people out there that don't like parlays, so I need the straight betting rundown.
I need to meet those people that don't like parlays, because that is nonsense in MMA. But for those that don't, we do have something for you. Let's get to it. My Parker premium play of the night, Archie Colgan to win, and over 1.5. That's going to bring those odds down literally by half, so much more playable. Ramadanov Lee under 2.5 rounds at minus 126. Give me Nick Beck to utilize that wrestling and get it done. And last but not least, Coach, I put it out on Twitter early this week. Shakalova to win. She was plus 140, now minus 104. I think she gets it done. Let's go.
Crazy. That's also my bold prediction later tonight as well. Now, real quick, the main event, Ramadanov and Lee. He said he's in the best shape of his life. What have you seen this week?
I believe him. He is. I went and saw him. He looked fantastic in training. He looks like that Kevin Lee that we all believed would be at the top of the mountain years ago. He's getting an opportunity at a very unexpected time, but there's an old saying, Coach, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I believe he's ready for this. He's got a tremendous challenge in him in Ramadanov, who might be one of the best in the world. But if anyone can pull off the upset, Kevin Lee, he says he's the man to do it. Let's see.
PFL debut, main event. How many people can do that? Ian Parker, we'll see you throughout the night tonight from Wichita. Now, shifting gears, when you talk about Jenna Bishop, she doesn't take too much seriously in or outside of the cage. Fashion, weight cut karaoke, just a couple of things to remind her and her team that this is supposed to be fun. I had the pleasure, and it was fun, sitting down with Jenna Bishop this week for Coach's Conversations. Oh, there she is. Jenna Bishop, one of our favorites. I don't know if you realize this, but we've changed the rules. You know, last time we made you take the sunglasses off.
Jenna, can we lose the glasses?
I guess.
This time, it's your rules.
Thank
Jenna
you.
Bishop rules.
Thank you.
Last time you and I sat down, it was before your first round fight, and you went out there and had an absolute banger of a fight. It was incredible.
I think it was a pretty good performance. You know, I thought it was a good fight. I thought I'd got to showcase a lot of new skills.
I didn't think it was a good fight. I thought it was a great fight. I really did.
Yeah, fans, friends, everybody was just like, that was insane. I had like so many messages like supporting and just being like really excited for that one. They're like, oh my God, like you're a dog, like that's crazy.
Let's talk about your opponent for a second, because all styles are different. What do you think the challenge is going to be this time?
It's going to be a good like grappling display. I think she's a good wrestler, but I have good wrestling too, and I'm very confident on the ground. Anywhere I am, I'm happy to be there. So yeah, you want to get close, you want to tie up, you want to do that stuff. Well, I welcome it gladly, because that's like where I can shine.
Well, you know, we'll be there. Can't wait to watch you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All I've tried to do this week is channel my inner Jenna Bishop, have some fun as well. She said, Coach, you can't pull it off. Jenna Bishop, yes, I can. Now it's time for the PFL round table. Let's bring the guys in. And Sean O'Connor, I'm going to start with you, because we have 3 divisions tonight. They're all a ton of fun. Which one are you most looking forward to?
Well, look, Bantamweights are always a blast, because 135 pounds, yes, they've had some tough weight cuts, but the gas tank on these guys is always so deep. So even if you go to a decision, it's activity for 15 minutes. I'm kind of jealous of it, honestly, because that's not exactly how it went at 205 pounds for me, you know. They never get tired, so I'm excited about the Bantamweights.
Yeah, I think the lightweights are going to steal the show. I just think there's so much skill in that division. Of course, we've got Kevin Lee coming in. I think there's a lot of questions around him, especially moving back down to lightweight and taking on such a tough opponent. But on the other side as well, a fight that a lot of people have not really been talking enough about, in my opinion. You've got Brent Primus taking on Alfie Davis. That is going to be an incredible fight as well.
I think the women's featherweights, you can't overlook that. Jenna Bishop back in there, great grappler against another very, very good wrestler in Shakalova. And Liz Carmouche, Marine, amazing fight IQ. I enjoy talking to her every time we get to interview her. Always excited to see her walk out of that tunnel.
I just want to know, Coach, what tattoo are you going to get? If Mondo wins this whole thing, we going lower back? You're going to do something tasteful on the ankle? I mean, I could see a lot of different possibilities.
He needs a self-portrait.
The Kansas State flag, maybe.
Yeah, all 3 of you. Very, very. I know this, Sean. I'm not listening to you. That's for damn sure.
We choose.
Now, hey, producer, I need my one shot. Give me my one shot. Now, there's a lot of fighters tonight that aren't a part of the PFL World Tournament, but they can also make a name for themselves here in Wichita. Kennedy is standing by with one of those fighters right now, Antonio Caruso.
Antonio, finally getting a chance to fight. It's been a lot of anticipation building. How are you feeling finally getting to get this one in?
Yeah, just like always. Just ready to get in there and do my job and compete.
So you got to watch Sensi take on Brent Primus. Did you watch that film? What'd you say?
Yeah, I watched him take on Primus. He's a tough guy, just like anyone that's signed to a major organisation. I'm just excited to get in there and mix it up with him and put on a show for the people.
Watching that film, where did you see weaknesses that you think that you can utilize?
You'll have to tune in and find out, you know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. But yeah, I've been working with my team at Killcliff, with Christos Yargos and all my boys down at Killcliff, and we've built a great game plan. We're ready for every situation and we're going to dominate in every place we can. And yeah, you just get out there and do my job.
Looking forward to it. Good luck.
Kennedy, thank you very much. 3 divisions, 6 fighters are going to punch their ticket on to August. Who's it going to be? We have absolutely no idea, but I know that it's time for the World Tournament, and it's time right now. The first PFL World Tournament semifinal was must-see TV. Our welterweight bracket saw the silverback Thad Jean battle his way to a hard-earned victory, while American Logan Storley wrestled his way to a spot in the championship. Over in the featherweight bracket, Jesus Pinedo needed just over a minute to silence any doubt that he was a bad man. And on the other side, the killer Movlid Abdullayev made a statement of his own after a dominating performance to remain unbeaten. This week, the spotlight falls on the women's flyweights. For the men, it's the bantamweights and lightweights as they step into the cage with one goal in mind, a shot at a PFL World Tournament championship. We kick things off in the bantamweight semifinal where Brazil's Marcelo Alves aims to keep his winning momentum alive against England's Jake Hadley, fresh off a highlight reel Scottish twister finish. On the other side of the bantamweight bracket, it's all grits and violence as American contender Justin Wetzel takes on Mexico's ferocious Mando El Toro Gutierrez in a clash of pure determination. In the women's flyweight division, our co-main event features rising Brazilian phenom Alora Donna taking on former world champion and PFL legend Liz Carmouche. Meanwhile, the other women's semifinal sees Ukraine's Ekaterina Shakalova hungry to advance over Jenna Bishop, both just one win away from their first title shot. Over in our lightweight bracket, seasoned veterans Brent Primus and Alfie Davis collide in a battle to prove age is just a number. And capping off the night is our main event, where reigning PFL world champion Gadzi Rabidanov, who needed just 32 seconds in his last outing, looks to extend his knockout streak. Standing in his way, PFL newcomer Kevin Lee, who's ready to make a statement of his own. It's the PFL World Tournament semifinals, and it starts now. Do not forget, tonight, as soon as the fights are over, join us for our PFL post-fight show live on ESPN Plus and our PFL MMA YouTube page. I'm telling you right now, so far this year, the PFL World Tournament has been absolutely amazing. Aggressive, emotion. Those are just some of the words to describe the fighters. They are set. We are set. It is time. You hear the music. It's time for me to shut up and get to the fight. We're live in Wichita right now. Let's go.
Chicago, the semifinals of the PFL World Tournament are coming Friday, June 27th.
Oh, big one!
Fabian the Assassin Edwards takes on dangerous finisher Josh Silveira with a trip to the finals on the line. Plus, former light heavyweight world champion Phil Davis takes on rising star Sullivan Cauley.
You're gonna see it this year!
Don't miss your chance to see the action live June 27th at Wintrust Arena in Chicago. Tickets are available now on Ticketmaster.
July 19th is PFL's historic arrival in Africa. PFL Cape Town. The middleweight champion.
Johnny Edlund pouring on the pressure and he's out!
Against the towering finisher. And the new face of MMA, Dakota Ditcheva.
Dakota silences the doubter!
Plus, the launch of the PFL's third regional league, PFL Africa.
I am the king of Africa.
This is PFL Cape Town.
Legendary, this is legacy.
The PFL brings you the biggest fights with the biggest stars. And now, the official PFL app is here with a full fight library so you can relive all the action.
Oh my goodness!
Plus, fighter access and news from around the world of PFL.
First round finish!
The PFL app, available now on your mobile device. Everything PFL in the palm of your hand.
Legacy!
The PFL World Tournament semifinals.
64 started.
32 remain.
Oh my goodness! Always been the one that got a power win, still get a little blood lost every now and then.
One win away from a world title fight.
World title fight. World title fight.
Wow.
Win
Or go home.
Unbelievable!
one shot.
One shot.
Victorious!
One shot at greatness.